What up, dudes? Thanks for checking out or not episode 16 of R2D Tour Bros. My name is Josh, here with Tom as usual. And today we're going to talk about the Merc with the Mouth in this episode. He's one of my favorite comic book characters. I believe he's one of Tom's too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely the most purchased comic book that I have, in my collection. I mean, I guess it might be a toss-up between. No, it might be I think it's Deadpool. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a toss-up between Deadpool and Batman, but thinking back to it, I believe I have more Deadpool. Comics, I might have more Batman, but I think with the graphic novels and the comics, I have more Deadpool. We're going to probably start off with a little backstory of who Deadpool is, just the character in general, and then we can talk about the movies, and especially the new movie that just came out. It's just released on Disney Plus, Deadpool and Wolverine. It came out in November of 2024. We also want to remind everybody to check out this episode's poll and comments and let us know what you think. And if you want to reach out to us on Facebook, find us R2 Detour Bros, or email us at detourbros@gmail.com.
It was released on Disney Plus in November of 2024 of this year, but it was initial released on July 26th, 2024. Theatrical release.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Deadpool is from the Marvel Comics. His first appearance was in The New Mutants, number 98, which dated February of 91. He's got a bunch of partnerships with various different, teams. So like he's been with the X-Men, he's been with the Avengers, the Fantastic Four at one point, the Thunderbolts, Weapon X, X-Force, just a bunch of them. He also goes by like various different names. His most common ones, the Merc with the Mouth. He goes by Wade Wilson, a bunch of other names.
His name is Wade Wilson. I don't think they fully know if. I don't know if the comic book character actually remembers much from before he became Deadpool. So there is a person that he became a mercenary. So he grew up in the United States and then ended up going into the military and trained, becoming I think he got kicked out of the military, United States military, became a mercenary. One of his jobs was to go shoot somebody named Wade T. Wilson. He shot his wife instead, and then that dude became T-Ray against the Deadpool. And then he left, I think. He went to Canada. He was diagnosed with brain cancer, and inoperable brain cancer. And then he volunteered for the Weapon X program. Is that right? The Weapon X program?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. Well, they got to say it. So they give him healing factors. They embed him, whatever that's called, with Wolverine's healing factor.
Yeah.
And since he was a Canadian citizen, it allowed him entry into the Weapon X program, considering he got kicked out of the United States. So, or the United States, whatever happened. So he, his powers now. So since he got that cancer, he's constantly has cancer killing him, and they gave him Wolverine's healing powers, and now he's able to heal pretty much. I don't know, pretty quickly.
Everything. Yeah, he can heal and regrow almost. No, everything he can.
He can, yeah. So he's able to regrow a head after being decapitated. That's happened a few times. He's able to be completely disintegrated, which has happened a few times, and then be able to regrow himself. His cells, every cell in his body's, I guess, got this healing factor and able to regrow, heal himself, and that's his biggest power. Second one is he's really good mercenary, I suppose.
Yeah.
He learned a lot. He's really good sharpshooter, marksman, really good with most
Hand
weapons.
combat.
Yep, swords, knives. He's just really, really good at fighting. He also can break the fourth wall, so he can talk to you when he's in the comic books or on screen or in a game, I suppose.
I think there's only one Deadpool game out there. Could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I think he's in games, but he only has his own, like, one game that's his own.
Yeah. Yeah, so we don't even know if Wade Wilson's his real name because the person that he killed the wife of was named Wade Wilson, and it's potential that he just took that guy's name
Supposedly, yeah.
because
T-Ray.
T Ray, I think
Claimed
in
it
an yeah,
in
in an
comic
episode
books.
or in a comic book, yeah.
Yeah. But we aren't fully sure if that's actually what happened.
Yeah, I don't know his backstory a whole lot, just mostly the stuff I've read.
There isn't a whole lot about his backstory in general.
Yeah.
The only time we know about his backstory is through the movies. Yeah, he's considered this immortal being essentially. So at one point in this wiki article it says he's still alive after 800 years in the future where the new X-Force encounters him. Thanos also has had considerable run-ins with him, mainly because they're like dueling lovers over death. Uh, she's in the comic book, she's in the game. You find out about that, which I've read that comic book. That's a good one.
Deadpool versus Thanos?
Thanos, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. I have that one.
Yeah, so he constantly just like flirts with death because he can't actually die. She can still visit him when he's regenerating, like he never fully crosses over the barrier. So he can just see her a lot. I mean, he has other technology that he steals from certain people, specifically Cable, because he just keeps messing things up for him. So Cable comes and kind of corrects him from the future, or at least, and then he steals his time travel belt and can travel around, which is what you see in the one Deadpool 2, the movie, except his whole
Yeah.
watch thing. Okay, so he had a video game that was released in 2013. Wouldn't let your kids play it. I mean, Deadpool. Yeah, it's a shooter fighter game. Yeah, I mean, you get to hear about his whole spiel, like kind of get it, not a backstory, but like you get an introduction from all the comics. Like it's a good personification of the comics, I believe. I've only heard positive reviews about the game.
Yeah, I don't think I've played it fully through,
I
but I
always get
have.
to the last mission and then get bored.
Yeah, I should probably play through it. I remember liking it. I've only played like probably 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a ton of Easter eggs in that too.
Okay.
I mean, it's just Deadpool just is full of Easter eggs. All of them.
Yeah.
Every aspect of Deadpool just is full of Easter eggs. And that's what makes his character so cool. Like he just talks about different things that
Right.
everyone knows about. Like in the movies, he's wearing a B. Arthur shirt from the Golden Girls. Like
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in the movies. I watched it first with Alex and Gary, and we were talking, and I don't remember which one of them said something about like there being a bunch of Easter eggs, and this is this, and I don't even know it all because I'm not like yeah the Loki in the new movie they reference something that happens in Loki, and I've never seen that.
yeah, they reference a ton of stuff in that new movie, and that's something we can spend a little bit of time talking about. And I firmly believe that Ryan Reynolds was put on this earth to play this character. I mean, I can't think of another person who would be a good personification of Deadpool.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I don't know, he's, like, made for this role. He's been trying to get this role, this character going since probably, like, the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think like
When
mid 2000s. I think it was about a decade
Wolverine.
before it came out.
Yeah, and, I mean, he was in some of the Wolverine stuff, but yeah,
Yeah, this isn't the first time that Ryan Reynolds has actually played Deadpool, or I
he
guess
the
yeah, Deadpool.
3rd time he's played it. Well, and then he got his own franchise. So he played it 2 other times before that. There's the one where he didn't have a mouth.
Yep.
I don't remember that movie. And then there was the one where he was just a person. He wasn't Deadpool. He was just a mercenary.
I think that was the same movie.
Was it? I thought they were different.
I think, because I believe what happens is they show him he's a mercenary, and then they take him later and turn him into Deadpool, so his mouth shut, and that's the version of Deadpool. And that is in now here's another thing I don't really know, is the Marvel stuff as much, and it's in one of the X-Men. I don't know which one.
Origins.
Okay. So, yeah, how you said Ryan Reynolds is the perfect person or put on this earth to play that role, whatever. In the comics, and I can't remember exactly which one, but way back, like in the early 2000s or something, in one of the comics, somebody asks Deadpool or something like, "What do you look like under that mask?" or something like that, and then he says, "I look like I'm like Ryan Reynolds. I have the face of Ryan Reynolds," or something.
Mhm.
And, like, so way before Ryan Reynolds even thought about playing Deadpool or maybe even knew who Deadpool was, he was referenced in the comic as who he looked like. So, it's funny that that happened, and then, yeah, years later, he actually gets the role. Well, he doesn't get the role, he pushes for the film to be made.
Yeah.
And then I think they do pretty good with the first couple films, like, really
Yeah.
portraying
I think
who Deadpool is and how he kinda became Deadpool, that their version of how he became Deadpool.
yeah, I think the first one, good movie. Don't get me wrong. I still really like the movie. I think the studio had a lot of input on what was in the movie, what they would allow into the movie. Um, I mean, he's still, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he's because he's not fully, yeah, I don't know, like he's not over there like in the like the one quote from Deadpool and Wolverine where he goes, "Fuck you, Fox," and just like headbutts the camera and walks away.
Yeah. 2016, they finally released Deadpool, and that gives a backstory of who he is, his girlfriend, Vanessa, who is in some of the comics as well,
Hmm.
and, um
Talks about the Species X program or the Weapon X program.
yep, they talk about that you kinda get their version of how he becomes Deadpool, and then in and then he I think that kinda just goes through, like, he meets people, you kinda get the very origin of Deadpool, and
Yeah.
then the second movie I think at the end of that one, he gets back at the people who created him or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he fights Ajax, who's the guy who cured Deadpool, but he
Oh, that's
essentially
right, yeah.
tortured him, and then
And then
so
Deadpool
he,
2 is him and Cable, right?
yes, it's where you finally meet Cable. Deadpool and Cable have been a big, like, they've been together for like most of the comics. He's in a lot of the comics. He's in the game.
Yeah. I've actually, I don't think I have any comics that have Cable and Deadpool in them together.
Um, any of the X Force, because Cable's in X Force.
Yeah. I might have I don't know if I have any of those, to be honest.
I have some. I don't
But
have the full run.
the one character I really liked in Deadpool 2 was, is it
Domino.
Dominion?
Domino,
Domino.
the lucky
Sh
one.
she's awesome.
Yeah. Her
It was cool to
character,
see
her
her
power
brought in.
is she she transfers the luck from good people to herself, and then they get her bad luck. That's why whenever she's like just walking through the street, all these cars are just crashing around her, and she's just fine.
Yeah,
That's her power.
it's very funny, but it was cool to see her. I've seen her,
Again,
I've read about
she's
her
in
in the
the
comics.
yeah, she's in the comics. She's in the video game as well.
Okay.
It's a good movie. I like Deadpool 2 too. I This is like one of the most successful film series out there right now.
Yeah.
And it's still performing at the box office. Like it keeps outperforming itself each time it releases a new movie.
They have done well for sure with this trilogy.
Ryan Reynolds has done well with this trilogy.
Yeah. So let's talk about the new one then. Wolverine, they
Yeah.
bring Wolverine back.
Finally,
They
they keep hinting at it.
they convinced Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine.
Yeah, for the last time, but he's going to be in Secret Wars too.
Now, Wolverine dies at the end of Logan,
Yes,
and
Deadpool's Wolverine. So the one in Deadpool's timeline dies in Logan.
well, yeah, so in Logan, he
Yeah,
dies, and then
they're
this
from the same
movie
universe.
goes into the multiverse,
Yes.
which I know happens a lot, and I know that
Real
I think
quick,
Marvel has done some stuff in their films. Deadpool has done a lot of that in the comics.
he is just multiverse travel,
And
time
yeah, and there's
travel, and all that
you
stuff.
you
He does.
read the comics, it's so funny how when all the Deadpools come walking through the portal at the end of or towards the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, that was just so much like some of the comics I've read. It was so awesome
Yeah, yeah.
just to see like all the different Deadpools.
And all those Deadpools are different representations, I believe, from different comics.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I remember some of them. The first one walking out, the girl Deadpool, that's actually
Lady
Blake
Pool was
Blake Lively, his
yeah.
wife.
Deadpool's universe is ending. You get a little hint of the TVA, which is in the Loki series. I think that's what he was talking about. Um, and basically his world is ending because the anchor being I Wolverine Logan dies, and then his universe is gonna end. And they're gonna prune his universe, so then he himself gets pruned and taken to the void. He gets taken to the void, which is just where like the garbage dumping ground where they send all the variants, if you will. Where he meets up with ton of cameos and what have you, just of different people who didn't didn't get their stories ever finished, B never had stories to begin with, or there's so many different Easter eggs in the void itself. In that, yeah, and he works together with a Wolverine from a different universe to kind of save his universe altogether. And then in the end, it's not only saving his universe, it saves all the other universes. Fun fact about Easter eggs: Easter eggs actually comes from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They would actually hide little plastic Easter eggs in every single scene. You can see them throughout the entire movie if you actually tried. That's where the term Easter egg comes from. So you had Chris Evans in there, and he was not playing Cap, he was playing the Human Torch, which was such a cool callback. And then you had the line of when they when the Human Torch gets killed, he was like, "You know how? Do you have any idea what he's doing to the budget?" He goes again with the breaking that fourth wall. You had Jennifer Garner as Elektra. You had Wesley Snipes as Blade. Both of those never got to finish because they just like never finished their storyline because they cut off Like they cut it for budget reasons. They weren't performing well in the box office. They just cut that program. And then finally got Channing Tatum as Gambit. He's been trying to play Gambit since 2009 or something like that. 2000 mid 2000s. You had X-23 that she was in Logan. She was the girl that Logan was saving and died trying to save. Then yeah, as we said earlier, we had Blake Lively, his wife, as Lady Pool. You had Matthew McConaughey as Cowboy Pool. You had Nathan Fillion as the Head Pool, the floating head guy. These are all the different characters. In the end, you had Happy Hogan from Iron Man. You had Calverine, Henry Cavill as Wolverine. He was a fan pick to continue on the Wolverine series without Hugh Jackman. When he stepped down, we all said that Henry Cavill would be a good Wolverine. He was the one working on the bike, and then he did the Easter egg in that one is he did that arm pump from Mission Impossible. I want to say. I could be mistaken. Anyway, there's the Hulk, the short Wolverine, the lore accurate Wolverine. Yeah, just all when he was trying to search for a Wolverine to replace his Wolverine. So all the different Wolverines from there. You had Sabretooth from X-Men Origins and the X-Men. Like the original Sabretooth, the original Toad actor, the original Pyro actor. I mean, there's a ton of them. I mean, his kids are in it. You see Tony's arc reactor. You see Cap's shield. You see her, Pepper Potts Forbes cover. You see the Fantastic Car. You see the Milano. You see a Sentinel's foot, which is a callback to some of the comics. You see Doctor Strange's cloak. You see Ant-Man's giant corpse. Like, you see the Asgard castle in one of the scenes. You see the ring, you see a helicarrier, you see the Fox logo. One of the giant leviathans in the first Avengers movie corpses. You see little Spider-Man thwips. There's a ton of stuff. The cool one is Liefeld's Just for Feet, the shop right at the end that they jump into, or that gets shot up or whatever right after all the Deadpools emerge. So Liefeld is the original writer for and creator of Deadpool, one of the original animators or whatever you want to call him. He would often not draw the feet of characters because he just couldn't. So that's why he has Just for Feet in his own store now, just in honor of him. I mean, there's a ton of different things.
Stan Lee was on the bus.
Yeah, picture of Stanley on his bus. Yep, forgot about that. Let's see what else. There was something else I saw.
Oh, they referenced how bad Gambit. That was really funny.
Oh yeah, he constantly made fun of Gambit.
So that was like a wink wink because for a long time Channing Tatum was trying to get a Gambit movie made.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he played him somewhere or it was really bad. I don't know. And then this was just Ryan or the production team, whoever it was, getting him to come in and then just poke fun at the character
Yeah,
with a really bad accent.
yeah,
And that's why he kept saying, like, gosh, who's your dialect coach? And I can't understand you. Like it was all done on purpose. Like he was supposed to be really bad. I like this movie. I thought they did a good job with it.
yeah. He did a really good job, and even Ryan Reynolds was like, "I am surprised with how much Disney let me get away with." Which is why he kept saying, "We're just not allowed to talk about cocaine or booger sugar or whatever." All the different names that they said they couldn't say.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they were prohibited from using cocaine on screen,
but
but
they
they were
could
allowed
talk
to talk
about.
about it.
Yeah, so they just said all the street names for cocaine.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought Hugh did a good job coming back. It looked like it was probably a fun film to make.
Yeah.
I actually think there might be a documentary on the making of the film on Disney Plus, if anybody's interested in checking that out. I believe I turned on the video today. I watched the film to kinda recap. I didn't have full attention for the whole thing. I kinda had to pause, and then I was doing something else and, life and kids, and so I didn't get to sit down and watch the whole thing through undivided attention again today, but yeah, when I was looking today, I think I saw a documentary. So I am eager to check that out. So your thoughts on Deadpool 1, rate it. Do you want to go to 5, a scale of 5 or 10?
We'll do 10, makes it easier. I
All
would
right.
say solid 8.
Deadpool 2.
I like it a little better because of Peter.
Uh-huh.
That gruesome scene where they just all die, and it's just him and Domino. Like, it made it so much better because that's more like Deadpool teams up with people all the time, but isn't actually a part of a team. And then you get to see Colossus just, "This is how we do it in Mother Russia," and just beat the shit out of Juggernaut. Um,
Yeah.
I would do 8.5.
Okay.
Like, slightly better, but still really good movie.
And Deadpool versus Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine.
9, 9.5. It's not a perfect movie, I will say that, but it is still a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
Like, some of the CGI was, like, weird right at the end, especially when Wolverine just jumps out of the back of the bus, and he's just standing there like he's in a Fortnite lobby, just
Yeah.
it was a little odd in some spots, but other than that, it was really good. Oh, and you finally got to see Wolverine's mask and in the full Wolverine suit, the comic book accurate Wolverine suit.
Oh, yeah, that's true in this one. Yeah, he is fully dressed up. He does have the mask on at one point.
Yeah, right at the end.
All right, so I'm gonna give my ratings. I like the first one the best, and would give that one the highest rating, but like probably like an 8.5, and then I'd give like an 8 to the other two.
Yeah, we're close.
I I really liked like the bringing the character to life in the first one,
Yeah.
and then jumping into like Deadpool 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine is been really cool. Like it's a good continuation. It's good for someone who has read comics for a while. You get like, it's very comic booky. You get a lot of that, and they do a really well. Like they do really well with it. That's just all I
Yeah.
can say. But for me, yeah, I really like the original Deadpool, like bringing him to life and like starting that character was really good. Not to say I didn't like the other ones though, but first one was probably my favorite.
Because you finally actually get an origin for Deadpool.
Yeah, it was good. I think they did a good job with that one, and yeah, for me, like bringing in a bunch of actors into a movie, like like the the Avengers, like just full on loading it with a bunch of stars and all of these comic book characters just because get them in the film. That stuff's never been for me. Like there's the one Spider-Man, which would have been the third Spider-Man of the Andrew Garfield series. I think there was the third one.
I feel
Anyways,
you.
they brought in the last one of his. Doesn't matter which one it is. They brought in like 5 villains, and 3 of which just were ended quickly, like with nothing. And like it felt like they just brought him in just to bring him in for FaceTime. Like, oh, this villain's in the movie. This one's in the movie. Watch it. You know. So, anyways, going to that, like seeing all of these stars in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie is not as cool for me, if that makes sense. as like the full-on hyper focus on who Deadpool was in the first one.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that.
But like, I like them all. That's just my taste in the film. But yeah, I really liked the first one. I really liked. I probably like Wolverine and Deadpool better than 2. Thank you again for listening or not to another episode of R2 Detour Bros. Next episode, we'll be detouring again, jumping into the vast fantasy world of Middle-earth. We're going to be talking about the brief history and stories of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings franchise. Leave us your thoughts in the comments or find us on Facebook, R2 Detour Bros. Email us r2detourbros@gmail.com. Yeah, don't forget to check out the poll and vote for your favorite Deadpool film.